Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing today? How's Glasgow doing? How's everything? How's the weekend been? Welcome to another new and exciting weekend. I know it's going to be a good week, and last week was fantastic, and this week is going to be another wonderful week. Yeah, so we have been really going. Last week was very nice. We talked about politics. We delved into the political space and looking at a new dawn for the UK as a whole and holistic perspective of how immigrants are going to really, benefit from this new regime and all that. So this week we are diving into a new topic, and it's the issue of the social media reality. Because honestly, the social media has been buzzing for the last couple of years, and daily we see the strength of how it's grown, how the social media has been able to forge a community of its own, how people have been able to leverage on social media and everything. Because there have been wide variety of discussions as regards social media. It's been a topic that will continually be discussed, and it always comes with a lot of controversies when you're talking about the social media and everything, because ranging from the fact that it gives us that it gives that freedom of expression where people are free to post what they want and say what they want and say what they want, but there are also the negatives of each side and everything. And today we're going to look at it from the perspective of reality of life and the social media lifestyle, what we call the fake life. Because over time, I give my experience. I use my experience as an example. Over time, I remember way before I came into the UK when I was back in Africa, and I have friends, I had uncles, I had people who had traveled, cousins who had been in the UK and or had been abroad, not necessarily the UK, been in different countries, just the Western countries. And there's this, social media lifestyle they give us, and you always long to want to, like, oh, this is living the life I actually want to live. There's that sense of the fact that, this guy's living my life, he's living the life I want to live, not knowing the the struggles he's going through as a person because of social media, because of what the social media is giving us. So over the years, people have seen that, okay, social media is something that people are leveraging on. People are trying to. Everybody wants to appear good before the public eye. That's just the basics. Because I know way back then, I had friends come abroad, snap nice pictures. And there's one funny thing about pictures you take abroad. They give you this, there's this different outlook the picture gives you, and it makes you look, things are well with you. And people just judge from the social media to say, oh, things are well with this man, everything is going on smoothly, everything is going on fine. But there's more to it than just the social media itself. And that's one thing we're going to discuss today, because this has led to a lot of people, a lot of issues, a lot of people making mistakes, a lot of people having problems, a lot of misconceptions, because people tend to want to judge the realities of life from the social media. So these are areas we are going to really talk about today. But firstly, I know most of you might be wondering, where are my other two co-hosts? Well, they'll be joining us shortly. They're just in a fix right now, so they'll be joining us shortly. But before then, we'll keep riding on and keep going. It's still 3,000 miles, the show on radio where we talk about all realities. And first of all, I want to say big shout out to everybody who's been supporting us, everybody who's been with us, the producer Baron and George, who's been giving us the leverage and the push to go on with this. And also to all the feedbacks, we'll be getting feedbacks on the last few weeks on the last topics we discussed. Your feedback is really valued and your contributions are really valued. And also, I want you to also know that you can actually phone in on this program. You can actually participate, join in the conversation anytime you want to join. And the number to join is if you call him from within the UK, it's 0141 530 2787. I say again 0141 530 2787. And if you're calling from abroad, you could join us call +44 0141 530 2787. And you can listen to us on your smart speakers, join us on all your, all social media platforms, and you can listen to us online at that plus and all that. Join us. Just follow us and get engaged and just, bring your contributions to the topic. Now, back to the topic we're discussing. So, firstly, I want us to take us down memory lane way back before the social media started really buzzing. Way back in the talking from the early 2000s, where social media was really, low on people really haven't really understood what social media was. It was more about face-to-face communication. People tend to really understand realities more. People were more in touch with realities than fantasies. Because for those of us who are in Africa, the major way we got in contact with the Western media was through television programs we watched. And most of these television programs were watched on terrestrial TV. What I mean terrestrial TV, like on your normal local stations, like those of you Nigerians understand NTA, AIT, STV, and all the local stations. Here in the UK, we're talking about BBC, Channel 4, ITV, all those are the local terrestrial broadcasts, not on satellite. So there was this kind of censorship to the media was giving us what they felt was right because there was some form of censorship and everything. So people were really more in touch with reality than social media lifestyle presence. That was way back in the early 2000s, and it started growing and it started growing. And I can say from a little research, the social media really started booming from 2010 in Africa or Nigeria. I'm talking from the Nigeria's perspective. In Nigeria, from the 2012 when the advent of the Blackberries came in, people had Blackberries, talk over EBM chart and everything. And then WhatsApp came in, and people started getting access to more sophisticated phones, not just the Sabian phones who was giving us to go and all that. People started getting in touch with realities, and Instagram came up, Facebook came up, people were posting pictures, people were watching videos, there was no censorship on that. People were posting whatever they wanted and all that. And that was when pressure started coming in. First of all, it started from pressure because people would only post on social media what they want you to see, the lifestyle they want you to think they are living. And that's the problem because there was this confusion between what's on social media and what's the real life perspective. Let me break it down for you. I've had situations where, okay, I had this episode. It's actually my episode. I'll talk about it. I'm not ashamed to talk about it. So way back, there was this guy I was talking to on was on Tugo then. We're talking. She had a very nice voice. And the problem with Tugo, you couldn't see pictures or you couldn't know what was real. If the person was a man or a woman or something. But we're talking, we're having these very nice communications, talking on phone. She had a very lovely voice. I don't know. And I was like, for someone to have this kind of voice, then there must be a lovely face to match this lovely voice. And nobody will ever tell you over social media that or over chat, I'm ugly or I'm not a fine person. Because everybody's fine in their own right. I'm not trying to disparage anybody. But people have their own standards. So we're having this good communication over phone, and there was anticipation to meet. And I already had an image in my head of what this girl was going to look like and everything. And my brain had already done a lot. Bottom line, we're already dating in my head. And then I got to meet her. I didn't really meet her because I was like, okay. So I told a friend then, I was like, okay, cool, cool. This girl I'm talking to, and we're going to meet on this particular day and all that and all that. And she was like, and he was like, what if she's crippled? We just bantered about it, like, wow, I don't think so. So I said, I don't think so. I don't believe she's crippled. So I was like, okay, this is what you're gonna do. Call her, stay somewhere, just observe her from afar and see what you're having. And I could tell you, my people, it was a case of what I ordered versus what I got. That was what happened. So what was reality was quite different from what I saw or what I anticipated to see. And that's what's happening nowadays, because especially for those who think coming abroad is it's a glamorous life, because people just there's this feeling of, let me just jackpot. Once I jackpot, everything will be fine. I've seen guys who've jackpot, but my friends, okay, for like I saw friends who have jackpot within 2 days of traveling abroad. They're snapping nice pictures. You just think, this guy is living well, living large. Somebody could snap a nice picture and be homeless. Nobody comes on social media to tell you, I'm homeless, I don't have a place to stay, I don't have where I'm going to. Nobody does that. Nobody does that at all. So, and that's the major problem, where people need to understand that what you see online is different from the realities. People just come online and say stuff. And right now, with the, multitudes of various platforms, there's been a proliferation of different platforms right now, and these platforms are giving people, like, everybody can just go online, just say what, and it's everywhere. That's the problem with the social media. So somebody can say something that is just an idea, and it goes viral, and people take that for fact, and people are working with that, and that's not reality. Because with the way YouTube is now, everything is right now. Because way back in school, I know we're studying what they call narrowcasting and broadcasting. And at that time, there was the understanding that the social media was kind of narrowcasting, because it was a narrowed and screwed audience to just a particular set of people who use the social media, and not broad. But I can tell you for a fact right now that the truth is, people who have news or information travel faster on social media than even on the traditional broadcast media we usually have, like televisions, radio, and all that. News travel fast on the social media, because everybody now has access to the social media. From my phone, once I get connected to the internet, I go on Instagram, I could get news. I know lots of people, they don't act. There was a time in my life I wasn't even reading, I wasn't watching the news anymore. I just go on Instagram and I get all the news I want for that day on social media. Even traditional media houses are actually leveraging on the social media. But the problem is, there's so much on the social media, so people find it very difficult to now separate what is real and what is not real. And that's where the problem lies. Is separating what is real from the unreal. And it's a really big menace right now in the society, because it's affecting how we think, affecting how we do things. It's it has a way of raising expectations. I had a friend who came abroad, and he told me, he's like, if I'd known this was how abroad is, I would be in my country. I would be sitting home right now. I wouldn't come here. Well, I'm not saying it's bad. Get me right. I'm not saying traveling abroad is bad. And I won't tell you it's good. It's a personal choice when you want to japa. Because some people go on social media to get information on where they want to japa. It's good to get information on social media, but sometimes you have to know how to filter these informations. Because first thing is, there's always that problem of this person said so. I've seen this guy post on social media. I traveled, I saw pictures, I saw everything. I think it's good. I'll travel there. And you get and you realize that there is a problem. And everybody don't bring their problem online to say. The other day I was discussing with my wife and we are talking about I had this friend who is dating someone, having fun, traveling to different countries, going on vacation and everything. And my missus was like, "This is the life I want to live, and not just sitting at home and I want to go on vacation, blah blah blah." They look happy and everything. That's what I said. Do you know what they're facing in their relationship? He said, "No, they're looking happy, they're traveling, pictures are lovely and everything." And at the end of the day, boom, they broke up just after they go back from a vacation. And my missus was like, "Why did they break up?" I was like, "I don't know, but you said they were perfect." And that's the problem with social media realities because people tend to want to see, okay, this is happening and this is what they're showcasing online. And at the end of the day, everything is looking rosy and good. And you get in there and you understand the difference. So this is it. I have friends who came recently. They saw pictures as we took on. They saw pictures of those of us who are abroad. Take nice pictures, go to nice places, do all the nice stuff and everything. And everything looks good. And one of my friends who came recently and he said, "Bro, like I was saying, say that for no come." Because he's been working so hard, barely has time for himself. And I was like, how do you guys I thought you guys were always having fun, snapping nice pictures. I was like, that is what we want you to see. Nobody goes to social media, right? But right now, I think the narrative is changing right now. I think I'll hit that, but I think the narrative is changing right now. But the general consensus a couple of years back was the fact that everybody tend to want to show the side where they're having fun and living out their lives, which they couldn't live back in their home country. Abroad is giving me the life I always wanted. And people see those pictures and they're like, I must come here, I must come here. And the problem is, you do not sit down to really count the cost and know the pain and what it takes to really, embark on such. And that's where the problem lies. That's where you have to know how to really know what is this just the life they want to show, or is this really what's happening? That's why it's always good to seek information more than the social media, which people are not doing right now. But on the flip side of things, I think right now there's a lot of things coming up. People coming up to talk about things, their actual experience in the UK, especially those who migrants who've come in. There are a lot of YouTubers who have come up, a lot of overnight YouTubers, because of the fact that they have access to the internet and have a laptop. I just start up a YouTube channel. I sell my life in the UK, so my life in Nigeria, living in Canada, Nigeria living blah 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 blah. And they tend to want to. I went so please, I bought some stuff. I bought. Yeah, it's good. Nah, I won't say it's good. Some of them tend to want to give you information and direction, but at the end of the day, it is very dangerous to to inform your decision based on just what you see on the social media. It is actually very dangerous. That I must say, it is a very dangerous step to take. Because when you tend to inform your decisions on things and happenings you see on the social media, I'm not saying you might be right, you might be wrong. But at the end of the day, it boils down to the fact that what works for A might not work for B. And what works for B might not work for C. It's good to always gather information, but there has to be some level of, self self-justification as to what you want to do. So let me bring us back to what myself and the major experienced way back when we were in school. So when we were in school, we had this before I got into school, I had a lot of people I spoke to. They told me, I went on social media, saw a lot of stuff like school in the UK is so easy, so straightforward, so it's not hard. I had friends. I came to school. Imagine I had people. I've watched videos myself, and they may watch videos. People say in Nigeria when I did my degree in Nigeria. I made it 2-2. I came here. I didn't even do half as much as I did in Nigeria. I made it 2-1. It's so easy. So there's always that idea. Oh, I mean, school in the UK is not as hard as Nigeria. Oh, they just give you that life. That thinking. Kid, when I going to do my masters after the first 3 weeks, of course. I told the major, I said, I might not pass, I might fail. I was like, this is so difficult. This is not what I expected it to be. So this was reality dawning on me. For the fact that, okay, it came with a haphazard mindset, the fact that, okay, it's not that difficult, we'll just push through. But I got a reality check so fast. And that's actually what's happening to a lot of Nigerians abroad, a lot of Africans, a lot of migrants abroad. They get this reality check, and sometimes it's so difficult. And I kid you not, over the last couple of weeks and months, there's been a lot of reverse jackpot because a lot of people couldn't handle such reality checks. And that's where the problem is. When you tend to want to see that, okay, this is the issue, this is how it is on social media, and you don't really seek the right information, this reality checks hit you in a way where you can't handle it. It hits you so hard. People come on social media and say, when you come abroad, there's light, there's internet, there's everything, you have all amenities. But nobody tells you that, bro, these amenities, they are not for free. You have to pay. Through your nose, you have to pay. And it's not cheap. But nobody tells you it's not cheap. They just tells you, when I come abroad, internet. And the friend told me, Omo, you always, I messaged him once. I said, bro, I was in Nigeria. You're always online. What's up? It's like, more internet here is free. Always, internet is free. I say, wow. And yeah, we'll have to pay like 5,000 naira to get like 10 gig in a month. And it's not even good. But he didn't tell me that, bro, this internet is not cheap. You have to pay monthly subscription. It's just internet is free. That is unlimited, is free. So there's that idea of people that come abroad that have free internet. And they tell you it's everywhere. There's that idea of it's everywhere. Say when you walk on the street, you're on the road, the internet connection there everywhere. You just connect your phone and you're surfing the net. And that means one thing down, I will not spend money on data and everything. So at the end of the day, you come and it's totally different. People think, like, yeah, soft life, soft life, it's boss, everything goes well. And you see the soft life online. But bro, soft life online does not translate to soft life in reality. That is where you see a lot of people where people are putting themselves under so much pressure just to live a soft life of what people are living online. And the problem is, victim of these issues are, I'm not trying to be biased or anything, but I know victim of such issues are really the young people of nowadays. That's where they are mostly pressured. And that social media pressure is getting to them, and they're tending to do stuff that they shouldn't be doing because of such pressure from the social media. Because if you don't get in touch with reality and you're so impressionable, there's this pressure that comes on you on wanting to arrive or do stuff. And like, for example, I see ladies. A lady goes on a vacation, posts everything online, pictures all over the internet, and but friends or other people are like, wow, she's living the life I want to live. I must find a way to go on vacation. But you don't know the price she's paying to go on that vacation. You don't know. I don't know. There was this scandal that came up the last time about the Dubai group Israel gets a ship to Dubai, told to do disparaging things just for money, for trips, staying in yachts and everything, sleeping with animals and all that. But I can't confirm those stories, but those were things we saw online, still online. What I'm going to draw, what I'm drawing from these stories is that a lot of other ladies saw pictures of these vixens, these dolls, or these ladies who were traveling, being in yachts, staying in the Burj Khalifa and all that. And at the end of the day, they were wishing to be like these people and were trying all possible to be like these people. But they do not know the price. That is where the realities of life come in. You have to understand that people come online to show you things that they want you to see and they want you to feel they see. And that puts pressure on you. And it's not left for you. But it's hard. It's so difficult because, to be honest, it's very difficult to tell a young person don't put pressure on yourself. Because especially the Gen Zs right now, they are so much into the internet. And a lot of them are losing touch of reality. A lot of them are so entrenched in social media activities. And you go online and you see people posting under the post, they're saying God went everywhere. And that's pressure. That's pressure on yourself. God went. And some puts this go on that come on like, am I a spoon? Can't I be loved like this? And I'm like, this is just for the camera. But one time I asked a couple of young ladies, I was like, these people you're adoring. The question I like to ask is, you follow them in reality? I use myself as an example. So people tend to adore me. When I post pictures online, they're like, you're looking so nice, blah, blah, blah. You're chopping money, you're fresh. But I'm posting a picture, and at the point I'm posting a picture, it probably was the picture I snapped on a Sunday when I went to church and dressed nice. And I'm in a warehouse picking fish, drenched in fish, standing all day. I'm actually even being tired of my life, questioning why did I come abroad? And somebody is out there in Nigeria looking at my picture I posted online some days back and envying my lifestyle and wishing they had my life. And here I'm standing here in the middle of shit thinking about why did I choose this. So you see the difference in life. So but I would never come online to post that side of me. I put online and say this is what I'm doing actually. I'm a cleaner, bro. I did clean your show, I did cleaning stuff. But you always will see me online like, this guy's living the life. If you're not in my close circle, you might not know what I'm doing for survival. But at the end of the day, there's that feeling of wanting to be like me without knowing the cost the cost I have to pay or the price I have to pay to appear like that on social media. And that's why you have a lot of young people who are taking the wrong course to life, going through different means, making wrong decisions. I've had a couple of people who sold everything, traveled abroad. And I've seen kids abroad, they're looking good. Where I saw my friend traveled abroad within 3 months, his kids were looking all fresh. I have to go. I know within the same 3 months I will make it. I am here for 6 months, 7 months. You don't even have a job. And at that time, you are calling your friend and saying you misled me. Your friend didn't mislead you. You looked at his pictures and you judged from what you saw. So as I mean myself, I tell people, a lot of people who have over the last couple of months, even last couple of years since I've been here, a lot of people have been messaging me like, I want to travel abroad. and I see you're living a life. I just traveled, you never reach how many months, you buy a car, you do this, you do that. I like to travel. What does I said, see, the bottom line is everybody has their different routes in life. That's the first thing that should be understood. For the fact that somebody came abroad and within 3 months they were already comfortable, living well, doesn't mean you will come and within 3 months you'll be living well. You might come and within 2 weeks you're living well. You might still come and within 6, 7, 8 months you're still not settled. So it's all down to the issue of not being impressionable. That's the main first step you have to take, not being impressionable. Because when you're not impressionable, you understand that what we see online is different from reality. And there has to be an understanding of people not losing touch with what they see online and what they see in reality. To be honest, that is that is the first advice I give to anybody listening to me right now is you have to know that the online community, social media is a very dangerous place. It's a very, very dangerous place. It's good because I'll tell you it's good because it's it has helped a lot of people reach out business wise, creativity wise, network wise. People have been able to, like, information wise, people have been able to reach out to communities. People have been able to create online communities where they they have been able to, get to know people online they've not seen in reality and exchange ideas. It has actually made the world the global village Marshall McLuhan talked about years ago when he talked about the media being the media. The media is making the world a global village where everybody can actually connect. Somebody in the UK can connect with somebody in Nigeria. Somebody in Nigeria can connect with somebody in Australia. So it's making it says this. You don't have to be in Australia to be in Australia. You can be in Australia online. That is the good bit. It's good. But in essence, there are still some bad bits. First of all, there has always been the issue of fake news. The issue of fake news has been one major issue with the social media. That's why I see a lot of communities, a lot of governments, a lot of different people have. A lot of countries, the government of some countries are making moves to see how they can, restrict social media privileges because of that. The social media has the freedom, it has this free marketplace where everybody can come and express their views without being held accountable, without being held to mislead people. At the end of the day, people have to be held accountable for what they do, for misleading information. People have gotten information online where they don't even run with it. People don't give you the basics. I see a lot of people who come online and say there's a particular I'm not trying to I'm in no way trying to downplay or make anybody look bad. But there are particular accounts in on Instagram especially post videos and say travel to abroad for free. You can now travel to the UK, you can now travel to the US for free. And people are so excited and jumping up. There was an account I came across, popular account on, I'm not going to mention it, was a popular account on Instagram. Guy talks about traveling and everything, information. Yeah, there are some accurate information on there, but I advise people to always, not just work with what you see on there. You have to do your fact findings, and that's the problem. So there was this post I saw on there about traveling to a country, visa, it was scholarship, it was free and everything. I saw the whole ad on there. I was a victim because immediately I saw the whole ad, I was like, wow, this looks really good. So I copied links and everything I just listened to what the person said. I copied all the links properly and I posted on my I posted it on on a couple of platforms which had young people on, posted platforms. And I was like, you guys should jump on this. I don't need you guys. You guys have been asking for information, jump on this. This makes a lot of sense and everything. And then I dropped it. And after a while, some people were messaging me. This information is not correct. I was like, nah, it's correct. I got it from a correct source. So there was one particular guy I was really hitting on. It was like, he inboxed me. I was like, this information is correct. I got it from a correct source. I know my source. Blah, blah. So it was at that point, I went back to the post on Instagram, opened the comment, was reading through comments, and I was seeing people telling me, yeah, this information is not correct. And I was like, nah, you don't want to read. Is it? So I went back and I read the whole, and I saw that the information was actually half baked. Not that the information was incorrect, but there were certain criteria which people from Nigeria did not meet. You understand? So the issue is people tend to see information online and not do proper verification. Me, I'm talking from the aspect of information and not just from the aspect of appearance. Because appearance is one thing, information is another thing. People tend to get information online and not want to run with such informations because they see these informations as just they trust the sources. And that's one study I did. I know I did a study a couple of weeks, months back about how people tend to get meanings from people who they look up to, group reference, people who they reference as celebrities, they look up to them and they see anything they tell them as correct, irrespective of the information. They tend not to want to, get understanding of what of what the person is saying first of all. So, in essence, what I, for the last couple of minutes, what I've been trying to say is we need to get in touch with with reality and not just run with social media because the social media has done, if we're trying to do like it has done good, it has done harm. But it's left for you as a person to really understand where you want to stand on the divide. Where do you want, what angle do you want to come from? What aspect do you want to come from? Because, firstly, appearance is not what it seems. Is not sometimes what you see on social media is not what it is in reality. And people, especially those of us who are abroad right now, will never show our vulnerabilities to the public. I might want to tell my close circle, who people who are closely knitted to me, what the real situation is. But on social media, I will not want to come and make it look like I made a wrong decision traveling abroad. I don't know if you understand me. Because, to be honest, there are people who have made the wrong decision traveling abroad. Because right now, everybody just thinks, the next thing is to jackpot. Make I just gather small money and just gather small money. Don't jackpot. That's a jackpot. People tell you about work full UK, work full everywhere. Once you come in, I go, they beg you to work. And in your head, you're like, make I just gather money, make I just travel. Once I travel today, next week, I don't start work. I don't need make pounds. I don't need send money come Nigeria. But nobody tells you when you come, you have to pay rent, you have to feed yourself, you have to do all this together first. Nobody tells you that. And that's where the problem lies. So, in essence, there has to always be fact finding. Don't just jump on the bandwagon of being pressured from social media posts and things you see online. A lot of people have actually right now there's been a lot more, especially in the Nigerian social media space. There's actually been a lot more clamping down on people who tend to come online and just, mislead people with information, say information that are not correct. People are being arrested, people are being prosecuted right now for using the social media wrong. That's how life is. Everything is a tool. In the right hand, it's a very good tool, but in the wrong hand, it's disaster. So at this point, while I try to summarize and wrap up what I've been saying, we have to understand how to, get in touch with reality and not just live in social media fairy tale. The social media is a fairy tale lifestyle where a lot of people with fake life are always hanging in there. People are always hanging in there, people are always hanging in there. So please, let us understand, let us understand that we owe it the responsibility to ourselves, we owe the responsibility to ourselves and to those around us to always, put the right information out there. But in as much as I'm putting the right information out there, the person who's also receiving that information should also understand and know that there is also some elements I need to also check before running with such informations. So I don't put myself in some kind of fix or something which I will later regret. As I wrap up with a couple of experiences I've had over the last few years. Firstly, this experience I had was the first experience. When I came into the country, I came with the expectation of there's jobs everywhere. You're gonna get work and it's gonna be easy. White people don't look as strong as Africans are. We usually have that mentality of white people. They might not be as strong as black people. That's what they always say. White people are skin soft. And you see, these people they go lazy or they bury people. At that reality. So I came in the country. I had my first job. When I had my first job, I worked with white people. And I realized that these people are so strong. Because sometimes we tend to want to judge by the color of our skin. We think, oh, because I'm black, then I'm strong. People tend to equate the color of your skin for strength. Okay, because this as a black man, black people is strong. We are under the sun, we face hardship, so we are strong. Hardship is not strength. Physical strength is not hardship. So I had a mindset of, oh, I'm very strong. I can do what these guys are doing. I got a job and I couldn't even stand for about 2, 3 hours on that job. While the white people were functioning properly, I was struggling. So that was my first reality check on the work lifestyle. So it's always important not just having an open mind, because the first thing is have an open mind when you tend to approach things you have seen on social media. Because at the end of the day, if you are so fixated on what you have seen on the social media, you might end up being depressed, end up being disappointed, end up being frustrated. Because when the reality hits you, you might not be able to handle that reality check because of your mind has been fixed. So, but it's always my advice for you is it's good to appreciate things you see on social media, appreciate people on social media, appreciate information on social media. But don't be don't think informations on social media are cast on stone and that is how it is in real life. Always keep an open mind and always know that what you see online, always know how to draw a line between reality and what's online, what's on the social media. Because, like I've said, and I'll always say, nobody comes to post their frustrations on social media. They only post the good times. So, with this, I think I'm coming to the end of program for today. It was nice listening. For those who listening, it was nice having you listening. And I will apologize for not having Sega and the Meiji. in here today. They had some issues they're dealing with, and they were trying to join in, but it is what it is. So big shout out to Baron, who's been the producer, who's been producing us and been doing a good job. Big shout out to George for this platform. And also, big shout out to you guys who have been listening in, who have been throwing in your feedbacks. You guys are the real MVPs. Big shout out to you all. And also, next week we'll be joining with a very fantastic topic. But keep listening to Jambo Radio. We are on social media. You can join us on follow us on Instagram, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Facebook, on X. And also you can download a smart speaker and also DAB Plus. Listen to us on your car, listen to us on the go. And also you can check our program schedule at jamboradio.co.uk. See our program schedules and know when to listen. And go on YouTube. All our recordings, all our different shows are on YouTube. Watch, engage, drop your feedback. We're always excited when you drop your feedback, be it negative or positive feedback. Feedback help us to move better. And from me and from the team, I'd like to wish you a good week ahead and also have a very wonderful day. And keep listening to Jambo Radio. Thank you very much. Bye for now.
Phone and on all social media platforms. Jambo Radio.